Welcome to the Kinkazoid podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Oh, why didn't you?
Because we're in the middle of doing mic checks, and he like, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Welcome. Greetings and salutations to another great episode of The Kinkazoids. It's your boy Trey Proper, as always. Make sure you like the video on your way in. Ladies, if you will, introduce yourselves.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
What's going on? It's your girl Chase. I see Hayes. No matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
All right. So I do apologize for the disorganization, but yeah, it is what it is. So I don't even have my notes pulled up. I'm just gonna pour my drink, put that back over there, and get the while I'm stretching for time. Ladies, how are you doing this weekend? How was your weekend going?
My weekend was lovely, thank you. As I told you earlier, I was in Delaware this morning. I spent time in the pool. We had crab legs. You know, we were chilling.
Crab legs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm all seafooded out this weekend. You said you slept?
That's all. I was resting, slept, was drinking all day Saturday, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, that's all right.
Facts. That's pretty much. I just came off of a month of mandatory overtime, and I pretty much got my first 2 days off consecutively. And I slept Thursday and Friday, worked again Saturday, and I was off today. Of course, I had a show this morning, and yeah. But unfortunately, no kinky shit for me as of yet. But I digress. That was not enough time for me to stress to do what I was trying to do. Fuck it. All right.
Build it as we fly it. Ain't that what you
Exactly.
always say?
Royal, this week, the responsibility fell to you because I definitely dropped the ball on my end. I own to that. You've got both of our opening segments. Would you go ahead and lead us into that?
Sure. So let's start things off as we always do with the position of the week. And the position of the week this week is the Lady Boy. So the Lady Boy is basically a play on the Amazon, which is a feminine or female dominant sexual position.
Mhm.
The power of a woman over a man always blows a man's mind, according to the position itself. And it says this position gives women complete control over the sexual experience. It says the man lies on his back and lifts his legs up, closing them around his female partner's waist. The woman is situated between his legs, supporting her upper body on the outstretched arms. I mean, like, it might be a little bit too much for me. The position allows penetrating into the woman extremely deep and controlling the intensity of friction. Never mind, I take it back. It also gives the man an opportunity to grab on or rub his lover's booty. Are y'all trying it or are you passing it?
Then nah, I'm all set.
It's a whole
All
lot
set
of
as
upper
you're not
body.
doing it, or all set like
I'm
you're
not
all
doing
for
it.
it?
I'm not doing it at all.
Okay.
That looks very that looks like bellies are gonna burn. A lot of skin rubbing, a lot of friction, a lot of
The
fire
friction
friction
is
on bellies.
good though.
It
Like
looks
depending on
like
where it's
our belly
concentrated.
buttons could accidentally suction cup each other, and that just might not be a good look, That
Oh shit.
and no cap, I don't know if I would want somebody to lock their ankles behind me.
No bull.
That is I'm just trying to figure out how it's happening. I guess like from what the way the cartoon looks, It looks like you gotta have like a schlong to like be able to do this. It doesn't look like a very body positivity position for me personally. But to each their own.
It
And
looks
she looked
very
like
upper
she looked like
body
she's
heavy.
stroking that boy. Like she looked like
Yeah,
she
no
putting
fact,
work
no
stroking
facts
it.
for real.
Like she doesn't look like she's riding. She looked like she's stroking. So, there's that.
But if you think about the Amazon, it's kind of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, she's riding him, but his legs are up in the air. So in this position, he just got him locked behind her back instead.
I was just talking about riding with somebody today, and my body ain't what it used to be, and this is not. Yeah, nah.
This ain't
I
it.
don't really think I would do this if I was skinny. That shit would just be awkward to me. It would just be awkward to me personally, because then I got triple D slapping this. They sliding everywhere. Mm, yeah.
Trey looks intrigued. What do you think,
I,
Trey?
just her commentary about it, just damn, that's okay. With the legs now, as a big dude, this you can't do with a big guy. Maybe a skinny, flexible dude who does yoga and of course has a schlong because you got to be able to angle that thing down basically to point it back up when you get your legs up by your damn shoulders. Yeah, I'm not shaming it. Why you say poor Trey? I'm good. I'm good. I know my limitations. I ain't flexible like that. These knees don't go past sitting position. It's that simple. Um, but I mean, if it works for you, but like I said, you could probably pull it off if you have a smaller gentleman in stature wise, not necessarily dick size. You just have
Mm.
to be able to be flexible and actually get into that frog position and like he be able to hold his knees. I don't know about the wrapping around, that might be based on the circumference of your waistline, but
Mm.
it's possible. It's definitely possible. Now, my question is, why turn your nose up when you get the idea of a dude with his ankles behind you tied, basically put behind your back? What's the matter with that?
Because it looks like a wrestling move to me. Like if you do something like that,
Yeah.
I can't I just can't get with it.
And
I don't
then
know.
two, I got lower back problems, so you ain't about to be crunching my shit in.
Listen,
How's
lower
he
back
crunching
and
your
knees.
shit in? You would be
Do
doing
you
all
not
the
see
work
her
in that
back,
position.
fam? Her back look arched. So that's what I'm saying. My lower back already be giving me problems, and doggy style myself is like perfect for me. Doing that
Mhm.
and arching my back and riding and making sure I'm keeping it on and keeping it in, that's a lot. And
So
he
you
got
saying
his
this
leg
is too
locked
much
behind
work.
me. It's too
You saying
much.
it's too much work.
Mhm.
Like he got her locked in position. I think
Makes
I'm
me
of
think
the
of a
mind
scene in
that
a movie called Sprung. Oh, Jamaica, yes.
damn, I can't think of this name.
Adina, nigga. Say Adina, nigga. That's a great movie. You got to watch that.
Oh,
Um, but I mean, I still think it's possible. I don't know about the legs behind the back portion, but like maybe the Amazon is just a better choice for bigger women where
maybe.
you're basically squatting and his responsibility is I'm trying to hold my knees up. I just said it and go past my damn sitting position. But you holding your knees up while you're standing. He has to be laying down flat, horizontally, and his holding his knees up, and you're just squatting, basically straddling the outsides of his thighs.
Listen, let me tell you what. I don't want the responsibility of holding your legs up. Okay, I don't want
That's
that
why I said
responsibility.
he would be.
But he's not, but that's the thing. He's not, at least in the Amazon position that I've seen, the woman is always holding the leg. So it's like the roles are reversed. I'm not
Mhm.
doing that, okay? Because I gotta
Well,
do
if
too much
she's
to
holding
hold
him
it.
up this way, if
Yeah.
she's like got him bent forward, like his ankles to a headboard, sure.
I'm gonna tell you what, my hat is off to y'all, okay? Because I know my thighs are thick and I know they probably heavy. Let me tell you, I'm already doing all the work riding you, okay? And let's not even talk about how bad my knees are right now. So I'm already putting that work in. And then I gotta have the extra pressure of holding your thighs on. No, I don't need the upper body workout while I'm doing the lower body workout. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I cannot. I'm not. And you
Eh,
can say what you want to say about me. The
And I
Amazon
know, I
doesn't.
know, and I know that flipped around that it's like, oh, but if y'all was the one laying on your backs, then oh, this is a great position. Ain't nobody saying da, da, da. There's a difference between insertion and keeping insertion. Like
Exactly.
this
mhm.
is it's a boat, it's just rowing,
Yeah, you got a
This
zig when I zag.
is it's a like
It's
a
a
up and then you gotta make sure, and then there's titties. Not everybody's wearing a bra.
not
So
everybody's wearing a bra. And if you plus size, then you have titties and you have stomach. So it's just too much.
pet the
And
fupa,
I
you
like my
be all
men
right.
fat. And so he got titties and stomach.
Sound like
Te
my business.
Teffy,
We got
we are currently discussing the logistics of our position of the week called the Lady Boy, where the gentleman is taking a submissive role and is laying on his back, allowing his penis to stand up, his dick to stand up, and she's riding him with his legs up, essentially. There's a play on the Amazon pose that has been we've talked about the Amazon on the show before.
we talked about the
Yeah.
Amazon. Yeah.
So it's basically a play on that. But we're discussing the logistics of who can and if it's good and all this other stuff. But I was just concerned because I'm like, don't knock it till you try with the right person, I guess.
Right.
But I don't want to make anybody who this might be their favorite position. I don't make them feel like, nah, I should be shamed for this. I shouldn't break this out of my repertoire when I'm laying down with
Well,
somebody.
no. Everything ain't for everybody. We
It's
do
not.
not kink shame. I'm just telling you what is not for me, and I know this
Mhm.
ain't it. So
Well, my yoga guys out there, you got two out here you can't get. All right. I mean, hey, it's to each their own. Okay.
right.
What else did you have? What else did you have?
Moving on. So we're going to talk about the toy of the week. Now, I know you guys have seen vibrating panties for the ladies. We now have vibrating boxer briefs for the fellas. So basically, essentially, it's the same function. It is underwear that vibrates. And I think so. Basically, it says that it's for people who, enjoy using toys, of course, and for men who may have a sensitivity to vibration. You want your partner to be in control because it is a remote controlled boxer brief, and it's up to 10, it goes up to 10 meters, which I think is like 37 feet away or something like that. So, if you want your partner to be in control of your pleasure, they have the remote, they turning it up. If you have a sensitivity to vibration as a man, then it's good for you.
Hmm.
Trey, what you think? You buying the
Uh,
pair or no?
no, I'm not. I'm single. I ain't got nobody to be playing with no buttons around me. Secondly, they're vibrating boxer briefs, and I'm a what do we call it, a BHM, big handsome man. I got ass. So that means they got to be extra large for me, and
They
that's gonna
come in
be
the
an
extra
extra
large.
large fucking motor. And if I'm at the bar and she's sitting at the table and that shit goes off, you gonna hear, and people around me gonna be looking at me like, nigga, why are you vibrating? What's going on now? That's me being trying to be funny about it, but ultimately I don't find the sensation of vibration erotic. It doesn't turn me on. Like, if
Mm,
anything, only thing that I would use in vibration situations would be a cock ring, a vibrating dick ring, and that's not for me, that's for you.
and that's what I
So
thought. That's what I thought too, because it put me in the mindset of vibrating cock rings as well. And I always thought that sensation was for women. It wasn't for men because I didn't, at least in my personal experience, I don't know too many men who have a sensitivity to vibration.
mm,
But then it put me in the mind frame also of men who like women to like hum on their balls when they're getting head. So I mean, maybe it's like similar to that type of feeling.
mm, I don't know. I mean, not saying it's bad. Whoever likes it, they might like it, but just like Darren Smith said in the comments, damn son, pick up your phone. That's all I think about. Like, I'm just gonna be sitting.
You're valid. Oh shit.
You better pretend you're a businessman, a bad businessman, if you don't pick up the fucking phone. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just so is it does it insert or
It
is it
doesn't
just
ins
on the
it
front
doesn't insert.
area?
It's just like,
Okay.
yeah, just like the female vibrating panty, it's just a vibrator that you can put in between, the fabric, and
Mhm.
it's sitting there and it's vibrating. So probably somewhere between like your taint and your balls, honestly.
That's just I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say that I'm explorative enough to say I'll try it if
Mhm.
I ever got somebody I trust enough to not go, because it's that's definitely a double standard, because y'all will look at some dude, not all of y'all. Someone will look at a dude that does that and be like, nah, it's something questionable about you. I was just trying to try something out new, but I'm not gonna say no completely. I would try it and see how it goes. If I had a
Yeah,
girlfriend
that's
and
that's funny. That's
say
Mhm.
again.
funny. What Teffy said, that would be a fun way to spend dinner. He got a remote for me, I got a one for him. So y'all can
That
play
would
tag.
be
Y'all can
that's
play tag with each
interesting.
other.
Yeah.
But
That's
I think
interesting.
obviously you do it respectfully. Like Cherry was saying, like, if you know I'm going to the restroom, don't turn that shit on. Especially as a dude, don't turn that shit on because I'm at a urinal. Like, relax. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, um, I don't know. I I do with a vibrating cock ring, like, it's cool, like, I definitely would venture into it.
Hmm.
Um, I have been known to be a nice player when it comes to vibrating toys and games and all that other stuff. I don't OD.
Mhm.
And I just would think that this would just be a way of edging, if that, like,
That makes
it's
sense.
I'm not gonna vibrate to the point I'm not even trying to make you come in public, that's weird, 1. 2,
Hmm.
it's one of those things of, like, I'm not trying to get you to the point of about to come or, like, really get but, like, keep you at, like, a little tent, not swole, just a little stiffy, tiny stiffy, like, not noticeable in public stiffy, like, somebody walk by, you be like, "Damn, that print going stupid." And be like, "That's all me natural," and it's not, it's just, like, you a little excited, whatever like that. But just, like, keep you, like, a little excited, whatever, so that by the time that, like, we're on our way home or, like, we going somewhere, whatever like that, then I can, like, bring you more and get you more a little more excited, but
Mhm.
Hmm.
nothing to the point where you're like, "Oh, geez, I can't, hold on," like, that's doing too much, like,
That's
when I
probably
get
the
like, I
point,
don't
like,
wanna see you
to
not
increase
function, like,
sensitivity.
to me, it's fun to see a person you give them just enough that they're uncomfortable, but they're able
Mhm.
to compose themselves. Because I get to know why you're kinda, like, squirming a little bit or you might be off center. Another person just might think you're being like, "Okay, whatever." But, like, when I see people do those videos and, like, the women are like, "Oh my goodness," and they're, like, having to run away from people because they can't talk, like, it's not fun to me. I think it's fun when it's just like, I'm giving you just enough. Like, I'm literally riding you on that wave, and
Did
you're
you
just, like,
see
in, like, a steady pulse of ecstasy until we get somewhere, and then dun, dun,
did
dun,
you see
dun.
Switch side coming out? She say she a brat, but she's low key a switch. You hear the
I'm not
dominance coming out? You hear that? Do you hear it?
I like to make a
I'm
person
gonna
enjoy
control
pleasure.
you to the point of control you to the point of uncontrollable pleasure,
Yeah,
like,
I want you to be able to function, but to, like, also have that, like, rise getting out of you and knowing that I'm doing it, it's cute.
okay. Look,
Okay.
Jamaica said, "I like it." Picasso. Yeah, facts.
I like
Cat
it because
weed.
I was trying to surreptitiously drop comment questions in the comments for the people in there, but I asked, uh, what are some sexual no goes you guys and gals have in reference to this conversation that we're having as a whole? So if you can answer that as we go throughout the show.
Yeah,
Okay, so
being all interactive and stuff.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm just you know shooting the shit. Anyway,
Go ahead.
so this week I sent you ladies a video link to. Oh wait, Royal, did you say if you would try those out with the Hubdooser?
I did not say, but if he wants to try them, I mean, sure. I feel like honestly, it would be one of those things where it would increase like his sensitivity. That's the mindset that I have right now. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the vibrations there, it's making you, stimulate it in some type of way. And then when we actually get it in, then you ready to go. Like it's just extra. You know what I mean? That would probably be the only sense that I'd be able to use them, but I'm not like Chase, like, I'm not trying to, control
I mean,
everything to the
I
point of
can't imagine anything that would
Why are
actually
you saying
get me to that
control? It's
point.
not control.
it's not
I just want
control.
you to sit in pleasure. I just want you to sit in it. I don't wanna OD. I hate seeing those videos when people got their bitches, like, on the floor, walking around going crazy, going like, "Babe, oh my god, stop." Like, that's not cute to me, like, this is supposed to be a sensual thing that's happening in public that only me and you know
A
about.
slow build,
Like, you know what
not
I'm saying? Like
like
a
you on
slow build,
100.
like, I want it to be like you turn it on, like, low enough that I'm, like, feeling it, and then I give you, like, them little eyes to the side, and we give each other the eyes so people just think we flirting, but you
Mhm.
low-key fucking the shit out of me in these panties. Like, you know
Exactly,
what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like, I want it
exactly.
to be like that, nothing, like, explosive, so I would want that for the dude. I want them, like, just to have that, when we get home, just remember what the fuck you was doing."
Steffi,
Okay.
100% facts, 100% facts. Do not. Though I'm
I
sorry. Okay.
I got
Go
a question about that.
Okay. Okay,
Derailing the
please,
show.
please,
So for
please.
those in other platforms on YouTube, Teffy Wonder. What's up? First off, what's up, Teffy? She's from HNIC, Head Nerds in Charge podcast. Check them out on Wednesday nights. Thank you for coming in and joining us. Hopefully you make it into the aftercare after this. But she says, don't spit on me or in my mouth. And I gotta ask a question. So should I not be using spit when I'm eating pussy?
No
Okay, first of all,
face
you know what
slapping?
this
What do
you
you
know what
mean no
this
face
means, okay?
slapping?
you know what she means. Like the dudes or women who will be wanting to spit in your mouth or spit on you or something like that. Yes,
I
you
got you.
use all the saliva you want when
Yeah,
you
where
down.
did the vagina come from
Come on
mouth?
now.
Who said mouth?
I asked a specific question for a reason. She said, "Don't spit
Don't spit on
on
me or
me
in my mouth.
or in my mouth." It was
See?
more reference to the "on me" portion
Yeah, I love
of the
extra
conversation.
regular
Yeah,
sex.
don't like it put your saliva where it belongs. Don't put it on my skin, don't put it on my face, don't put it in my mouth. No,
Uh-huh.
no.
And
I 100%.
to each their own. But of course, here we do not kink shame. If
We do
people are
not
into that,
kink shame. If it's for
so
them, then it's for them. It's not for me.
got you for question for you ladies here on the panel, and also everybody in the comments. If your
Mhm.
partner requested that of you, would you be reciprocal? Would you be willing to reciprocate to that person? Would you be willing to give them the saliva desire that they have?
No. If
Mm.
I'm not I have to, like, love you. Like, I have to
Man,
be like
Mm,
Bonnie and Clyde, like, really, really, really be in love with you type shit. And then I also would have to have that, like, deep sexual, like, understanding, like, our bodies just chemically match without question. Like,
mhm.
I wouldn't be able to just, like, let any rando, obviously, and I'm not even talking about, like,
Well,
rando as in,
you wouldn't
like,
be.
a one
Yeah.
night stand, but just, like, you could be my boyfriend of, like, 4 or 5 years, and I could love you and stuff like that, but if I'm not if my sexual chemistry is not aligned to the point where I would want you to do that, I'm not gonna do that. But if it's, like, exceedingly there, and, like,
yeah.
I'm infatuated with just the way, like, you blink at me, and we in the moment, we
Anything could happen.
it might not be like how the movies do when they throw their neck back and it's just like a drool, but it could be like a lingered kiss with a little extra spit, and then I might not notice, and then okay. But if I notice it, if I see it coming my way, yeah, I don't think I don't think I can do it. It just
That was
Okay.
depends.
something that I had an issue with a partner for that. Like, honestly, with the kissing and there being extra saliva, it's like, why the fuck does it have to be so wet? Like, I understand that kissing is a wet thing. You know what I mean? Like, our tongues are gonna are touch and everything. We're gonna explore each other's mouths pretty much. But
Mhm.
why is your spit around my mouth? Like,
I
why
don't like
is it?
that.
I don't like it. I don't
He
like
was
it. Like,
hitting you with the anaconda. He was inhaling your whole face.
that shit fucking blows my life. Like, please focus in here. Like, it doesn't need to be all around here. That shit, it honestly makes my skin crawl, and
I
it'll.
like tongue kissing. That
I
shit's
love
sexy
tongue
as
kissing.
fuck.
I love tongue kissing, but
Like,
honestly,
not French
if you
kissing, but,
don't
like,
know how to
straight,
kiss,
like, y'all tongues are just, like, enveloped around each other and just do
Mhm.
yeah.
ooh,
Like,
get
the
horny
most
in here.
sensual kiss to me is just like we're in it and we're kissing and then our tongues like touch and like it barely touches at first and then it's like we going for it. Like I'm good
Mhm.
with that. However, you should not be drooling down the side of my face. That is a problem for me. And you talking about instant turn off, instantly turned off.
Okay.
Man, I was tongue sorting with somebody one time. He had one nipple in one hand, clit in the other.
Tongue
Oh,
sorting. Okay.
man, good times,
Not tongue
good
sorting.
times.
Tongue sorting.
Tongue sorting. That's a new
Facts.
one.
Absolutely.
I
Why
might be
you so
stealing that
juicy
one.
mouthed, sir? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Mouthed.
Like, I hate
Juicy
butter lips. The ones
mouthed.
that, like, stick, bleh. Like, it's like they gotta have spit disconnect, bleh.
Mhm.
Gross. I don't like that.
So I've seen it multiple times. We get it. Nobody here. So we try not to kink shame here, but I don't want to kink shame anybody. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I
Mhm.
highly doubt anybody here is going to be playing with anybody's scat. So y'all can stop fucking saying it, okay?
No, don't even say that. Don't even say that. Why? So there's this girl on Twitter, and I cannot think of her username,
Nope.
but she
Nope.
does scat play,
Nope.
and she
Block. Block.
hello,
There you go.
hello, because somebody said, and it was like I was following a
Stay over
thread,
there.
and you know how when you follow threads and people be like, don't
The
go listen to the
foot.
person's page, and you don't listen because of course you have that morbid curiosity, so you have to go look, and I went to look, and I wish I didn't. Like it was the
That
mess.
girl came on his big toe.
Who did what?
No,
He was
she
riding
was
his
it was lower half fisting, put it like that. She was sitting on his foot. I mean, some
she
people are
came
into
on
that.
his
Some people are
Mostly, I
into
read
like,
foot
that in a
she
fetish.
book
was fucking
once.
on his toes. She was
I read
fucking
that
on
in a
his
book
toes.
once. Like she was fucking on his toes,
You
and
definitely got to get a manicure before, or pedicure before that.
I'd be scared to
Because,
do
can
that.
you
Just
imagine
ugh,
somebody's toenails scratching up your labia and shit? Oh,
oof,
y'all make my
scarred,
titty
I'm
hurt.
sorry.
Ugh.
scarred for life.
But I asked that question about would you be willing to make the reciprocate for your partner because my next question, of course, leads into that. Is there anything that you like if there's something that you need to get you where you need to be, are you willing to, if your partner's unwilling, are they your partner anymore? Like, are you walking away from them? Like, say, this is a general statement. You like cunnilingus, you like getting your pussy ate, you like getting ate out, and you got a fresh off the boat Jamaican dude. I can say that because I'm half Jamaican. Leave me the fuck alone. You got a fresh off the boat Jamaican dude, and me no eat no pum pum. You take hard dick, and that's it. Are you walking away from that situation?
I mean, I kind of fuck with somebody who's like that, and I don't like it. So, I mean, I'm just here for dick at
Yeah.
that point. I'm just here for
So
dick.
you're willing to take that? Okay.
No. I didn't say that. I'm just here for dick. Like, we're not together. We
I
just
didn't.
fuck. I need to fuck.
You're
So
taking it.
I'm saying is just like I just here for dick. Like, but I'm saying if there's a relationship, if this is like something going into this is a partnership.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get down and do something, bruh. We gonna need to get down
Yeah.
because nah,
If we
this
can't
ain't no
come to an
one-way street.
agreement, then nah. Then and honestly, I mean, like Chase was saying, like when if I'm really into it, like I'm into this person, our sexual chemistry is 100% there. You know, we have this great connection. Then when we in the heat of the moment, sometimes anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we'll be talking about it later. Like we better not ever do no nasty shit like that again. Like that may be something that happens. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But in the case
Oh
where
shit! What's up, Kristen? Sorry.
in the case where, my partner isn't doing something for me that I need and we
Mhm.
can't come to an agreement, then no, we can't be partners anymore, dog. Because I'm doing
That's
everything
fair.
that I'm doing everything that I'm doing to make sure you receive pleasure and I need the same thing in return. It's not a one-way street. It has to be a give and take. Like period.
Insert disappearing me. I've been fucking up on the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Checking out the comment. We only got them on. Hold on, we got anything on Facebook? Oh, what's up, Ty? If you don't bring your ass over to YouTube and get off of Facebook, we don't be rocking with Facebook like that. But checking out with her, she says present, and she says, I don't think I will be feeling that. I have a weak stomach. I think she's talking about the spit play. Uh,
Mhm.
Going over to YouTube. I'm gonna get to you guys on YouTube, so bear with me. Let's see why you say
I just looked
fisting.
up the Alabama Hot Pocket.
What?
Please,
Oh
why we
my
don't
god!
don't.
Why?
I have
Why?
seen it all over TikTok and I
Uh-uh.
refuse.
Uh-uh.
I refuse.
You know what? So before the show Blurs and Whiskey today, Mr. Petty, Cam, true to fucking form, brings up the RoboCop scene. So if you hadn't seen that trend on TikTok, you look up, you do the stitch. I've already seen it. I'm not gonna do it. Fuck it, go find it. But you look at the stitch. I'm sorry, RoboCop scene 27. And it's a scene that has been remastered and recreated for that scene. So if you don't know, go look it up, record your reactions, because he had the entire Blurs and Whiskey team look at this, and it is, it's an explosive experience. I'll put it like that. But going back to the comments, Tick Hunter, what's up? Welcome back, homie. Fisting, yes. Footing, no. Jamaica, TikTok made me look at Alabama Hot Pocket. Don't do it. Genocide Circus, damn, Jamaica, you fell for that. Yeah, gotta walk away from that. Lillian, what's up? What's up, Lillian? My curiosity is dead because of Rule 34 facts. I
Fact.
refuse to do that. Alabama Hot Pocket. I wasn't trying to ruin my night. TikTok insert disappearing me. What's up, Kristen? And Genocide Circus, Alabama Hot Pocket is better than the Cleveland Steamer. We know what, if you don't know what that, look, we all were in
No.
middle school at one
I would
point.
like to say that that's a lie. I would rather take a Cleveland Steamer than an Alabama Hot Pocket.
I'm going to remain blissfully ignorant on
There you
both
go.
fronts. So
There you go.
yeah.
I know from context what a Cleveland Steamer is, and I can only imagine what an Alabama Hot Pocket is. I'm not
I'm gonna
looking
tell
it
y'all.
up. Don't
I'm gonna tell y'all.
fucking.
I'm gonna tell
No,
y'all. I'm
don't
gonna tell y'all.
no,
I'm gonna tell y'all.
no.
I'm
We
gonna
have
tell
a
y'all.
Discord, but do
I'm
not
about
drop
to
that
mute
shit in there.
her.
I will
I'm
remove
about
I'm
to
gonna tell
mute
y'all.
you right now.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Muted.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Deafened.
I'm gonna tell
Muted.
y'all.
Not
I'm gonna
here.
tell y'all.
All right,
I'm gonna
fuck
tell
it.
it.
Tell us. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
tell it. I'm gonna tell it.
Let her tell it.
do it.
Let her tell it.
Come
Let
on
her
now.
tell it.
An Alabama Hot Pocket
I hate
is
you just
when
because you do.
someone two girl one cups it in your pussy and then they fuck you with it inside of you. And then the Cleveland Steamroller is when they two girl one cup it on your chest and then they sit on it and smear it and roll it around on your chest with their ass and shit. So would you rather a vagina full of shit or a chest full of shit? I wouldn't
Good
want
night,
either.
everybody.
I wouldn't want either, but I'd rather have a chest
Show is
full of shit.
over. Goodbye.
Uh,
Yo, okay.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good. That's
I'm good
that
on
goes
both
along
counts.
the lines of what we said earlier about scat play. That's too much. No,
No.
I'm good. Hard pass. Thank you for reading that in a sultry, sensual voice.
Sultry? Oh, you thought that was sultry?
It was borderline. It was a nice voice.
That
Just
was
take the damn
monotone.
compliment so I can move
I don't
on.
give a damn what kind of voice it was. It was disgusting.
My
and I
vagina will
wish you
never
would
be
have kept
used
it to
after
your
that.
Oh,
damn
you didn't get it.
self.
I'm gonna have to
You
have a
didn't get no
gynecologist
wiggles
go
over
ahead
here.
and
No,
scrape
nothing
Thank you,
popped up. No.
Teffy. Thank you, Teffy. Could have gone my entire life without knowing that shit.
Well,
Oh
Well,
my
now you
god.
know, so you ain't got to look it up.
The more you know.
No, fuck that. Okay, knowledge is not power in this sense. No, I could have gone my entire life without ever knowing what that
Neither.
was.
Facts. Lillian says, yo, people need to stop because ain't no fucking way. Facts.
Come on,
Like,
man.
but
Like, I
we don't
understand
want to
if
kink shame people.
No,
Just
and
the
you know what?
scat
I
players,
don't.
stay over there. Just stay
Hey,
over
hello.
there.
And it's like, you know what? Honestly, to each their own. Everybody has their own kink, and we do not kink shame. I'm just going to say, as for me and my pussy, we are not doing that bullshit. Okay? Period.
All right, changing things up, changing gears, moving forward. I dropped a video to you ladies from the Honorable Bishop T.D. Jakes.
I am
Hold on,
sorry.
just
We
one
can't
second,
even
Trey.
have
I just want to
this.
say just one thing. It just popped in my head. I'm sorry. About the Cleveland, about the Alabama.
Let it go.
Change
Let
it.
it go,
One thing.
Hub
Just
doesn't
one
take
thing.
blame to
About the
scat play
Alabama
for
hot
some,
pocket. About the Alabama hot pocket. A lot of women who will say that they wouldn't do that because that's disgusting as shit. Right. Do you check when your man goes to the bathroom and takes a shit and make sure he washes his dick afterwards before he come fuck you?
Let me tell you what.
Because if he
Let me tell
didn't,
you what.
you literally just did the Alabama hot pocket. So there's that. Just wanted to, put that in perspective. Just want to put that. I mean, obviously you're not
Wait,
getting shit on your dick, but it's in the same area. So I'm just saying.
Loki. Here's the thing. So I had recently, and I'm going to say full disclosure here because it is what it is. We talk about our business all the damn time. So I recently had an issue with BV. I've never had BV in my entire life.
Welcome to the
And
club, lifelong member.
man, let me tell you what. So I had BV, and after I took my 7-day, antibiotics and everything, did everything I was supposed to do, I really started to think about my sex life with Hub Deucer and our intimacy and everything. And I was like, and I found myself thinking, like, did this nigga wash his hands? So it's like
It's
it
little
made me
things. It's tiny
hyper-
little things. It's
it
little
made me
things.
hyper aware of what was going in my body, because I mean, I don't care if you took your shower today, you know what I'm saying? I need you to go wash off real quick, dog, because you've been your boxer's been on you all day long. You've been sweating this lint all up, and I don't need that shit inside of me because it is a sensitive area. You know what I mean?
That's
And
why for people who, when they say it's on site, I'm like,
I had to fuck that up.
that's why when people be like, it's on site, I'm like, yeah, after the restroom.
Hello.
I'm a
It's
whole
so
bath,
easy.
you a whole bath. We just gonna be 2 hoes bathing.
Yeah.
Or
It's a
taking a shower. If there's a shower available, why not?
And I know it may feel like it takes away from the spontaneity of it or the level of intimacy, but it's like, listen, okay, if the chemistry is there, the chemistry is there. We're gonna get back to where we need to be at.
See you cleaning your nails. Good job.
Good job, Trey.
yeah, just trying to make sure I'm part of the team. I get
But
it.
that's
Anyway,
Keep them clean.
what did
That's
Pastor
Yeah.
Jake say for the sermon this past day?
So I think it was about 2 weeks ago that he dropped a sermon that he got into a lot of trouble with some communities on man, the fucking shit is uneven, goddamn it, because I wasn't watching when I clipped the son of a bitch. Anyway, he got in trouble for basically quoting some red pill stances about sexual dynamics. Basically, he was essentially saying that some women are being raised to be men, and they're treating men as though they don't need them, so on and so forth, in a biblical context. When, of course, Christian values are family, unity, one with everybody. So I disagree that he was actually saying that in the context that they were saying it, like, no, women, he was chastising women. He wasn't coming down their way. But did you ladies get a chance to watch the video?
I did.
And your thoughts about it?
So here's the thing. So one of the other things that he made comment about is Black women's femininity, right? Or
Mhm.
independent women's femininity. And so I was raised to be independent. I was raised to take care of my shit. You know, I'm one of the people that wants to chase the corporate ladder. Like if I can make more money, I'm always for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm aggressive in my life at work. I'm aggressive in my home. And, at the same time, I still show my partner that softness. He doesn't have any issues with my femininity. I feel like we raise our girls to do both. And
Mhm.
so when it came down to the topic of being needed and not fulfilling a need or not having a need that a man can fulfill, my question was, why is it that men want to be needed and not wanted? I feel like being wanted is more important than being needed because that means, yes, I can take care of myself. Yes, I can do X, Y, and Z without you here. However, I want you to be here. I want you to be my partner. I want you to share this space with me. I want us to share a life together. Saying that I need somebody just kind of reeks of codependency and it doesn't sound healthy.
Mhm.
And I mean, that was just my opinion on it because it's like we can raise our girls to be independent because honestly, and somebody had made a comment about like male fragility and everything like that, but I'm not even going far. I'm just going to say this. I was raised under the mindset that you don't want to wait on a man to have to do something for you. You want to be able to do it yourself. And I really feel like parents of, daughters have that mindset because it's like I don't want you to be dependent on a man because there are some men who will abuse that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we raise girls with the mindset to say you don't need a man to do this. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you find a partner that you want to share life with, that's great. If you find somebody that's positive and is a good leader and has, great characteristics and everything, yes, then that's awesome. You want that man to be there, but you don't need him to be there. You don't need to be codependent on him. You can rely on yourself, but it's wonderful to have that partner to share in life with you. You know what I'm saying? That's my
Mhm.
take on it.
Okay. And
Um,
Teffy's
I
on
made
your
a
side.
I've made a video about this beforehand where I've said that your partner should be desired, not required. And it doesn't mean that and just to basically recap what like Royal said, I desire to have a life with you, to build with you, to grow, to do all these things, to take trips, whatever the case may be, to come home to you. But you're not required to be here for that,
Mhm.
and it's not to say that another person can take your place, but there's billions of people in the world. It's not saying that another you can't come along or a better you, or even if it's a worse you, doesn't mean that somebody else can't come along and
Right.
and, and be there and fill in that space. And just like Royal had said, no one should feel like they have to be needed. If you are, it's kind of a little narcissistic, for the most part. But I don't want to feel like I need to be around for you, because that's draining. That's very draining, to feel like your partner has to be there. I mean, you're like, oh, but like, what am I going to do without like, I understand if you've been married for 30 something plus years, you got your kids, or what, even if you don't got kids, you guys have been each other's co partners this whole ride with each other.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if something should tragically happen or something just falls off, or even if somebody cheats or whatever, it does destroy you because it's like I've never had to worry about who you were to me because I knew it. I never had
Right.
to think twice about you. I never had to think about who you were in my hierarchy of life and all these other things. And I think when some men have this complex that, like, oh, I hate when men also have the thing of like, oh, I hate when women say, oh, you don't need a man, but then you get mad when you don't got a man to date. And it's like, Y yeah, 'cause I want one. That don't mean I need one. I'm not gonna sit here and die because I have a man in my life, like, that's not gonna happen, you know? So I think if some people really actually listen to when women or men, whoever says these things, like, I think what most in this part, we're talking about, a heterosexual, like, male and female kinda situation. I think if men really, like, listen to it instead of hearing immediately the negative tone of it.
Mm.
There should be some positivity taken into it. Like, you know what? You're right. You don't need a man, but I wanna be that man for you. I wanna make you feel like you're okay with me, like you're
Mhm.
safe with me, you know? And I feel like there's a lot of people who want to just show that we have to depend on them instead of showing why we should be safe to depend on you, you
Right.
know? Like I just seen a quick little tidbit. I just seen a video on TikTok today where I don't know if they were a couple or not. That they seemed like they were a couple. They literally started arguing in the midst of like a podcast, 'cause the man said, "If I wanna get married, we're going to get married." And she's like, "But I don't believe in marriage. I don't wanna get married. Like, and until I'm really shown you're worth a marriage, I don't really wanna get married to you. I'm fine
Mhm.
dating with you, but I don't really wanna get married to you if you haven't shown that you're worth it." And he's like, "What do you mean? Like, if I wanna get married, we're getting married. There's no choice in that for that." She's like, "What do you mean I don't have a choice if we
Right.
don't like, if I don't wanna get married to you? That doesn't make any sense." And he kinda
Ain't
went
gonna
along
be
with
there
it,
on
like,
me.
"So you like, you wouldn't compromise with me? You would." She's like, "No, if you haven't shown me that you wanna get married, why would if you haven't shown me or displayed that you have the tools for me to feel safe with you for lifelong, why would I even
Mhm.
have that in my mindset to wanna get married?" It was a
Mhm.
weird thing, and
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it falls into that where he's like, "Well, if I am man say we do it." Like,
So, and
it's like, you know?
that's the red pill. That version of red pill is arrogance on fucking steroids. Like, no, I've
Mhm.
famously on the show, I've always said things should be 50-50. And also, I'm not even gonna try to talk like I'm one of them high value motherfuckers because I ain't. Like shit, fuck that. But you gotta work the fuck. You gotta work the fuck together. But you gotta find somebody that's willing to work with you.
Mhm.
And I will say this. Well, going back to what you were just saying, Chase, that individual, as far as marriage is concerned, yes, men control access to relationships, women control access to sex. However, she still got to say yes. You can't just force a bitch to be like, "I'm gonna
Yeah,
take this ring."
exactly.
No, you
Facts.
end up in fucked up situations like that. That man is an idiot. That individual is an idiot. Anybody who thinks like that, in my opinion, is a fucking idiot. I don't care.
Mhm.
But back to shit. Lost my train of thought. Back to the question at hand as far
Original
as T.
question?
Jason's comments.
Mhm.
Relationships. Yes, men. I believe that yes, we do need to be needed. We have it. We have a need. We're borderline a service creature at this point where
Mhm.
we have to have something to do. A lot of us go out there and we can't sit idly by. We can't just sit down and, contrary to popular belief, not all of us want to just sit there and play fucking video games all day. We got to get up. I'm one of those who can't sit there and do nothing. I got to go do
Mhm.
something. And if I don't feel appreciation and desired in certain situations, as far as work is concerned or relationships, I start to lose interest. Like, you don't need me here. So either we can
Yep.
work towards this, and I'm not saying you have to need me, but
Right.
that's just my view of the situation. You don't need me. You've got everything you got. And I'm not saying I need to take care of you. I'm not saying I need to be the alpha male provider and I'm going to take care of all your, but bitch, I can't do it. I make this amount of money a year. We working together. But on an emotional level, not necessarily a financial level, you don't need me. You go to your girlfriends for your emotional support. You go to your mom and sisters to be people to talk to. You don't communicate with me. I'm not needed, and I lose interest. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. But I don't think that what he was saying was wrong in his sermon. I think that he was preaching a good word. But that's
Mhm.
my opinion about it. I'm gonna go
So
ahead
you
and read.
feel
Go
like
ahead.
because a woman has her friends and her family that you're not needed or like when you say needed, like do you mean like actual like I need you in my like I or are you saying like wanted? Like do you feel like you're not wanted just because she has a dependency or you're saying like she
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily need to have you? Like cuz I'm just trying to figure out you're saying that you feel like you're not wanted if she has already has her people in her life?
If there's no show of desire for me, that's one thing. If there's no communication for me from you, hypothetically, just examples,
Mhm.
then I feel that way. Yeah, like I want you to sh- show me that you want me here.
But
Show
that's
me
the
that
thing.
there
That's
is a
it's
desire for me.
want.
Okay, so
It
okay, I
it's
get
a
what you're saying.
want.
If there's no action being put forth
Yeah,
to show that you even desire me to be around, why would I stay here? Like, yes,
yeah.
Right.
yes, okay,
But
that makes sense.
that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a need. You know what I mean? That means that if she's not
I
showing
want then.
Yeah, if she's not showing, in my opinion, if she's not showing any type of, not giving you any communication, not showing any outward feelings towards, appreciation for you doing the
Mhm.
things that you do, or, being there for her, or whatever the case may be, then I think that's something wrong with the individual themselves, not
Mhm.
necessarily, what I'm saying? Like, then that shows that she doesn't, really care to have you around.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, I honestly feel like when it comes down to being needed, um, at least in my personal experience, the only people that really wanted me to need them, wanted to have something over me. You know what I mean? Like they wanted to be able to say, "You
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to do this without me." And that's
Mhm.
not what we want. So what we
Yeah.
want is to be like, "I want you here." So yeah, I'm going to communicate with you. It's going to be different from the communication that I have with my girls, because my girls, that's when I need to kiki and we gossiping and all that
Yeah.
other shit. That's my girls. But when I'm coming to you as my partner, I need something. I require something different, and that's what I want you to be here for. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's not like I'm not saying that I need you to be here. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I just feel like the two are different. And if we actually pay attention to wants versus needs, then and actually understand those differences and why you wanting to be needed could be potentially unhealthy, then I think we'll be able to get a better understanding. I mean, that's just my personal opinion,
Like,
honestly. Don't
And
say
I
anything.
keep it.
I agree. Good.
What are you
Oh,
saying,
I
Chase?
was gonna say to keep it a buck. The only people in this world you need are your parents, and at a certain point, you don't even need them anymore. So there's different requirements when it comes to this world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to depend on my parents for a certain amount of time for my livelihood. And then once I step out, once I leave that nest, once I'm able to sustain life as I see it, food, shelter, clothing on my own completely, um, then I don't really need technically anyone else after that. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, I feel like we need to stop getting this like thought process in our head that we need this. Obviously, I need my mom. Obviously, I'm 30 years old.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not saying that
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just saying that it's at a point in time you don't need parents after a point. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you're not
Mhm.
dependent on them anymore. Now it's like a want and desire relationship, like
Yeah.
look at the people who have like parents who needed them growing up and then they had a
Mhm.
toxic volatile relationship or whatever. When they got off on their own, it's like I don't want you. I don't
Right.
need you. Like I don't
Yeah.
even want you. Like I don't even want you in
Right.
my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so and just like what Trey was saying, like if you're not making me feel wanted, and I feel like a lot of people will say that in a relationship if they feel that they're being ignored, even if they're being subconsciously ignored. Like, just
Mhm.
Right.
like, "I feel like you don't want me,"
Right.
And, like,
Like
a
you don't
want
want me
is
here.
a
Yeah.
reach out, a want is, "Let me come over and just hang out with you." A want is, "Let's just be in the same room and not speak to each other, but you're breathing the same O2 I am, so I'm having a good
Mhm.
time while we're here
Right.
together." Like,
Right.
that want and that desire to have that person be involved in your life, and if that is not being given, if that's not being shown or even communicated, then that's when a person's like, okay, so you don't need me. And I know that like we say need and we don't mean to say need, but that's kind of what it goes into. Like, okay, so you don't want me, you don't need me.
Mhm.
I'm nothing to you. Like
Mhm.
I could disappear today and your life will continue and you won't bat an eye. Like
Right.
it's okay. Like you won't even heartbreak over me. And like obviously nobody like I had a dude, my ex from college. This man had the nerve to break up in the midst of my breaking up. I was so mad when he said it. He was like, I was scared to break up with you because I was scared of like what you would do. And I'm like, nigga, you don't ever take myself out over you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be upset. Like, nobody wants to get dumped, fam, especially over the phone. That's crazy. But like,
It's just
I'm not
disrespectful.
gonna take myself out over you. Okay, nigga. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't want you to ever feel like I loved having you around. I loved our conversations. I loved
Mhm.
our time spent together. I loved all these things that we did together, but I don't need you to function, my guy. Like
Yeah.
it's not necessary, and I think
So
a lot of people
Right.
get a little misconstrued.
And that's the thing. So like a need is something that's necessary to live and function, right? But when you want
Mhm.
something, that means that it's improving for you.
Look
It is
up college
improving your
BF.
quality of life. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like I want you to be here because you make
Oh
things
yeah, tea
better.
college. Yeah.
So I'll say this now, stand correct. Need is not the right word for this conversation. It is a want. It is a desire.
Mhm.
It is not a required for a living situation.
Right.
That was not my intention. So I stand corrected on that. I'm talking about wants. But go ahead and get, because we got them piling up. Getting these comments off of YouTube. Let's see. Teffer Wonder. A lot of men need to be needed because in order to be wanted, means they have to be desirable outside of what they can provide, which is hard in toxic masculinity.
Hmm.
That was a mouthful. I'm not quite sure I understand that one, but going to keep on reading. Lillian Desu, not all, of course, but it's weird when it does turn out that way. It's like those Beyonce lyrics from Daddy Lessons, Jamaica F. And the gag is I was taught to be independent by my father.
That part.
Pausing real quick, I think that because of the environment we're in, a lot of our young black women or young women in general were taught to be independent because they knew the caliber of man that was being brought up. A lot of the older generation saw what was going to happen, what was going to happen in the world, and it's like you got to be able to take care of yourself, baby girl. You got to
And they
make sure you're
also
good and
knew
taken care of.
And they also knew the type of man that they were coming up. Like, I love my
That
father
too.
dearly, okay? I love my father dearly, but he got into some shit in his younger years, okay? So he raised me and my sister to be independent because he knew that that generation coming up, it was about to be a whole bunch of fuck boys, and you need to learn how to do stuff for yourself.
Same thing for my mom.
But
I learned how to
but
cook
funny.
because
Uh-huh.
go
You
ahead.
gotta learn how to cook for yourself. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
Right,
take
can't be
care of
relying
you.
on nobody else to do it for me because I got to
right.
make sure I can do it myself. And
But I
it's a
was gonna
lot of young girls
say,
who can't do it.
because when a royal said that, but the same fathers who raise their daughters to be independent to make sure that they don't need a man for nothing are the same fathers in the same set of kids who raise their sons
To do the same
to
shit,
depend,
to do the same. Let me
to
tell you, let me
depend
tell
on a
you what.
woman.
Let me tell you
Okay,
what.
and
Mm.
that's what the thing that I find really funny when it comes to things like that. And it's like you're not doing it intentionally, but when raising men and women, well, boys and girls, when raising boys and girls, it's you don't notice it until you start noticing it, and you're like, okay, why when mom came home and she saw like the steps weren't swept, the first person she called out was the girl in the house and not the
Mhm.
boy in the house. Why was it not a collective? Y'all didn't do this. Why didn't y'all wash these dishes? Why didn't y'all do these things? Like it's a lot of just I'm gonna say me for example. Candace, why didn't you do this? Candace, why didn't you do that? Candace, why didn't you do that? And it's just like, why isn't the whole top of the house clean? Why isn't the whole this clean when
Mhm.
all he has to worry about is a carpet in one room?
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's little things that you start noticing are more hyper focused on the women to do a lot more than the men to do because
Mhm.
for whatever reason that's how that works.
That's
So I'm
that's
saying like
the
even in
double
the same
standard,
set of
gender
families,
role.
even in the same set of families, you have the girl who knows about the house insurance, what's the mortgage, the this information, that information, the life insurance issues, all these things, but the boys don't know nothing. They never know what's bigger than them in the house, if that makes
Mm.
sense. So it's like it's one of those things where it's always responsibility is put on the women a lot in the household. More so, like I have me and my oldest sister. My sister's 17 years older than me. She's the oldest. I necessarily don't have to know nothing that's going on in my house or whatever, even though I'm the baby and I'm grown, I still don't have to. But me and her know everything that happens in this house, around this house, bills with this mortgage, life
Mhm.
insurance, all this stuff. My brothers don't know nothing. You ask
You know,
them, they're like, I don't know.
you ever
It's
heard that adage that, women love their sons, but they raise their daughters?
yeah.
Yeah, because from the gate,
Please
we
go tell
are
that to Mama
raised
Proper.
we are raised to be responsible for our households. We're basically raised to be wives before, we become one. Like we're raised to
Mhm.
take care of the house. We're raised to take care of kids. We're raised to take care of, finances or whatever the case may be. We're raised to do all of that stuff. And with guys in those same households, they really barely have to lift a finger. Like, I don't remember my brother doing chores at all
Lucky
when
bastard.
I was a kid.
Well, I'm just saying
You
also,
were your
if you
mama's
look at it
only
in like
son for a while, and you the oldest.
if you look at it even from a health if you look at it from a health thing, when I'm like if something health wise happens, like if you just are not feeling good or whatever, just do a test and tell your boys or your girls like you're not feeling good. I want you to show if they're nurses or CNAs, don't count this. I want you to see what your women friends and your male friends say. If your male friends go, "Dang dog, you all right? That's it. That's cool. Whatever." That's it. Your woman friends will all be like, "Oh, well, is it your stomach? Is your head? Okay, well, put a hot cloth on." Blah blah blah. They always know medicine. Some way, somehow, they
Always.
always know medicine. They
They
ain't
would
doctors.
take over
They ain't probably never worked in a hospital before in their life, but they will tell you how to treat yourself and make yourself feel better and give you all ailments and different rituals and things that you can
Mhm.
do and all this other stuff. Like I was just talking about my nephew he's in the emergency room or whatever now, but I was just like, oh, well, maybe it's his pancreas, maybe it's his GI tract, maybe it's blah blah blah. Maybe they should do an ultrasound or what.
Mhm.
Mind you, yeah, have I worked at a hospital? Yeah, but am I certified in anything? No. That's
Let me tell
me
you
just
what,
being a woman.
I feel like women at this point in their lives could probably do any job. You understand? Because we raised to be nurses and doctors and cooks and clean and maids, and we are raised to
Not any
do
job.
everything.
Not any job.
Oh no, I'm
All right,
definitely
go
not working at
go
no oil
now go
rigger. You definitely right about that. I ain't going to just spill all that oil. All
let
that
me tell you
gas
what,
going to
and
waste.
I'm not
I
saying
will
that I
go get
can't
I
do
will
the
go to
job.
my truck
I'm
and get the
saying
fucking
I
glasses
won't.
right now.
No, fuck them glasses.
Like,
I'm not saying that I
look.
can't do the job. I'm saying that I will not do it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Like in all honesty,
Touche.
I know, and this probably goes into that conversation that we supposed to be having today. But it's just like I know that there are certain things that's not for me. I know that there are certain jobs that I don't do, and I feel like, a man should be responsible for that.
Yeah.
But that was just I was raised into that way of thinking. So
Really quick, wanted to see what you call it? What did Lillian say? Oh, the lyrics of when trouble comes around and men like me come around, my daddy say shoot. And then also Lillian said, my dad a long time ago, relationships aren't 50-50, they're 100-100 for real,
facts.
obviously. Each person being
Pull up
completely
those answers.
present for their partner, like isn't like 100% true, but the lesson holds, yes. And then
Facts.
yes, Lillian from Teffy, everyone should be giving 100. Teek said 100% Trey. For me, it's more showing appreciation and communication. Jamaica says, show me that I can come to you instead of my mom or my friends.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's good. Jamaica also said, I feel like my emotions aren't validated. I know you aren't the one to go with that. That's exactly what it is. And Teek said, I'm not the college boyfriend because you know who he is. And hey boss, what's going on? And
Really?
everybody, yes. Hey. I have a story time that I need to get that I would like to get into. So I'm
Okay.
gonna just take over for 5 seconds. Hey y'all,
Just
it's your
5?
girl
Really?
Chase here. I'm here with your weekly update of my sucky love life. We love to see it. This is a brand new episode here. This one I'm going to title Catfish Caught in the Act. So
You got caffeine? Oh my god. Shut up, Trey. I was just listening.
so
Okay,
um
go ahead.
So currently, I am on Hinge, which is supposed to be the most quote unquote serious of dating apps, just because you can't swipe left or right. Like you are mandated to look at this person, look through their photos, respond to something or whatever, or you just press X. Like that's it.
Why
You
is there so
cannot
much
just swipe left and right.
responsibility? I don't like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you cannot swipe. You cannot swipe. You're just like looking at them. If you don't like them, press X. But if there's something about them that intrigue them, press it, send a rose, call it a day. So I'm on Hinge. I'm also on Plenty of Fish, and I'm also on Black Tinder, aka BLK. All right. This incident took place this past week on Plenty of Fish. Now, am I one of those women who feel like not every single male would find me attractive and there's only certain men that would find me attractive? Unfortunately, yes. And that is an insecurity of me that I will have to work on myself. But we're not here for that today. We're here to tell a story. So this man who I believe looks subpar, like very attractive and athletic build, musculars and all that stuff. Things that I usually wouldn't find like for me because I like a big man. Me and him can wear the same cup size, then we can get it. You feel what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what? I'm on a you're cute frenzy. So let's just swipe right if I feel like you're just naturally cute. He was just one of those people and we matched. And I was like, oh, well, then. That's funny. So we started chatting, talking back and forth, having a great conversation. Now, y'all know I've told the story of how I was D-fished, well, dick fished, and I was two fished. Okay. So
Like, who
I
fish?
obviously what?
You
One
said dick
fish,
fish
two
and what
fish,
fish?
red
Hello?
fish, blue fish, knick knack, patty.
Patty
Okay,
whack.
Give
Okay.
it okay. Anyway,
I
wait,
was
what was the second part?
I
Because I
told the
missed it.
stories before. I was dick fished and I
Uh-huh.
was tooth fished. Okay. Teeth
Tooth
wasn't matching. Chris Rock.
Oh,
fish.
Okay. Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
his chompers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How do you get tooth fish? Never mind. Go ahead. All right.
He had
Go.
you
dentures.
know what's crazy is I told this story like 3 times before on here. If you don't want to remember my stories, I don't know what to tell you about
Listen,
that. About
I remember the dick fishing story. I don't remember the tooth
the
fishing story.
toothfish one was
But I digress.
was a horrible
Let's
story.
continue.
So going forward, we're talking, having a great conversation. He then hits me with the whole like, oh, we should get to know each other more, yada yada yada. And like our good friend Trey Proper says, validation. Okay, you got to vet these people. We got to feel like
Facts.
you got to know who you are as a person. I want to see your outer scopes, what you got going on. Now,
Right.
I know that everybody isn't a social media content creator, and I know that everybody is even on social media. But even if you're not on it, you more than likely have an Instagram page that you haven't posted a picture up in 2 to 3 years, but at least it's there and you have like 4 photos. Okay.
Right.
There's something there. There's some track of you somewhere. You got a LinkedIn, you got an Indeed, you got social media, babe. I don't care what to tell you if it's worked or not. Okay. So of
Mhm.
course I'm going to read the conversation verbatim.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Because this is
Put his name on the screen too.
okay. So I said, do you have an IG or a Snapchat? Because one, I don't like to give out my phone number too quickly. So I would
Fair
converse
enough.
through a third party application that I can get at notifications a lot
Mhm.
faster because through Plenty of Fish, sometimes I get them quick, sometimes I don't. And then you leaving people on red for like 3 days, and that's not right. So
Mhm.
I was like, do you have an IG or Snapchat? He's like, I don't do socials that much. If I may ask, what for? I was like, oh, just to verify. Now, mind you, I'm at work, so I'm just giving short answers at this point. He's like, you're not serious. If you want to verify, don't you just ask my direct contact and have a conversation with me? And said, now social media is the way that you verify people. Funny.
Yeah, keep it moving.
So I'm like, so at this point, it's content. Anytime they give me attitude, now it's content, right?
Yeah.
I said, I'm just making sure you are who you say you are. I've never been officially catfish, but I have ran into some situations. So I'm like, so he says, how many people have actually lived their real life even on social media? That's an insult, I feel. If you don't think I'm real, then find whom you think is real, because this whole thing doesn't make sense to me. You
All right.
barely have had a conversation with me and you already got trust issues.
Wow. Okay. So first of all, that's the first that's a red flag for me. Like you got
Like, you are already irate.
asking for your IG and
You are already
you're
irate. Like,
what's the problem? No, sorry.
no, that's
Okay.
me asking for social media shouldn't be a problem.
Mary.
Irate so quickly is wild to me, right? So I said, okay, there's no trust issues. He's like, yeah, right. So I said, it's not offensive, but apologies if you feel that way. And of course, you can display yourself on social media however you like. But like I said, I have ran into some things. If you haven't, that's good.
Right.
He's like, so then he goes, I'm here showing interest in you. And the first thing you could think of is negativity. And I'm like, you're showing interest in me like I ain't never got interested in before. Boy, you ain't the first one, you ain't gonna be the last. What you talking about? He said, well. Anyway, so then I'm like, it's definitely not negative. You're seeing it that way. Also, I asked because I'm not too quick to give out my number. So I usually just go with Snap to get easier notifications. This man then says, running into some things doesn't give you the right to see everyone the same. I'm me, and whoever experienced that with you is him. I'm like, okay. He said, don't get it. This is the part of me. He goes, don't get it twisted. I'm not 18. So I said, what? Because at this point, I'm just rolling. So I'm like, what? I was like, what does that imply? He says, if someone is a bad person, it takes a decade to give him or her your details or contact or whatever. That won't change their intentions or who they are. And it implies that kids do have conversations back and forth on social media. As grown people, we have better ways to do it and keep it going. Continue searching for someone who will have social media or will do what you want them to do. And I said, okay, good luck. And he's like, whatever. And I blocked that ass. But it was an intriguing conversation. I wanted to bring in here first and let you guys know, like, when people like, oh, I'm sure you're just not accepting people. I'm sure you're just not giving people the chance. This is what comes into my inbox. What chances do I have here, people?
That
What
is
chances do I have?
pure and unadulterated fuckery. You understand? Fuckery.
Mhm.
Pure fuckery.
So I hope you guys enjoyed another failed success of content of Candace's dating life. Stay close, stay tuned for next week. Okay. We don't know what's going on here. All right.
And no, Trey will not be making a profile.
There might be some new stuff.
No.
I have two cool prospects right now. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. We chatted on the phone. Voices are, and they both are foreign. Look at me. So foreign as in other countries, not black, because they still gonna be Negroes. But yeah, so we'll see what happens next week.
So of course you guys saw my sign language being thrown up. Dude was married. He was just, this is my whole problem about the whole social media dating thing. First off, Instagram is a dating platform. So he doesn't have it up there probably because he has other people that he's talking to, and that's his main place where he wants to go. He doesn't want his perspective to come over and see his other options. Dude's married, or he got a bunch of bitches on the side, and he just trying to add another notch to his belt. So
yeah, I'm always choice. He has a whole other family. And Hinge is, I like Hinge. I live in Massachusetts, and for whatever reason, a lot of foreign people like going on Hinge. I don't know why. Maybe like been in America 3 years or less. I don't know why they love going on Hinge. I don't know, like that's like their jazz. But then again, Massachusetts is literally the most racist but biggest melting pot known to man. So I'm not like shocked by it. But it's pretty good. I like it. It gives you like daily prospects that you can look through that kind of match your thing. They give you literally your preference. So if you say you like black men between 30 and 36 years old in a 50-mile radius, that's all you get. Nothing more, nothing less. And yeah, you get to like be very specific about what you want and stuff. And people pretty much take it kind of a little bit more seriously over there than they do at other apps. So I would give Hinge a try if you would like to.
Just call it iwannafuck.com. That's it's I'm sorry, that's my personal opinion. All dating apps are just, a waste of fucking time, a huge waste of fucking time. If it works for you, if you find love, that's cool, that's fine, that's all right. But for me personally, nah, I'm not wasting my time on that shit. But I love the content. Keep giving us more.
Hiding something. They're definitely hiding something.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not for it's not for me. I stopped it for a whole year and a half, and mind you, I have a whole channel. Swipes and Giggles is a whole channel about online dating. And I stopped it for a year and a half because it mentally was starting to get to me. If you really do the math, if you've went and swiped through 100 men, and out of that 100, depending on your area, only 25 of them are people that you would even consider. And out of that 25, maybe 10 actually have a conversation. Out of that 10, maybe 2 stand, and then it just falls to nothing. So it makes you feel like, damn, like this every single day is just like the worst dating day ever. So nobody wants to sit there and mentally go through that. It's draining. It's emotionally draining and mentally draining. It makes you feel like you're not going to find anybody because there's no way in the fuck that you have 100-mile radius of just come get me and you ain't finding shit. Like it makes you feel like, damn, like what am I doing wrong in my life when people have found people in other countries and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, or like even right next door, so I will say that if you're a person that gets flustered with not having a result or having a positive result ASAP or as quick as possible, I wouldn't consider that a place for you. If you're not a person that doesn't know how to like just have a quick conversation, see what it's about, see what it is, and then if you like it, keep it moving. If you don't, then don't. I wouldn't advise it for you. Like, if you're a person who gets attached very quickly, don't do it. Like, you seem like a person who wants someone who is going to stay around, and a lot of people who do dating apps don't stay around. I don't considerably think, obviously, a lot of people just come here to fuck. That's a thing. It's a quick fuck. Why not? But there are some people who are on there looking for someone. I've had dudes that it just didn't work out, and me and them, I have like made 4 male friends off of that app just because it just didn't work out. It's cool. Like, we're still cool. We still talk. We still hang out. Everything, like, we chill. So, you know, it happens and shit. Like Bumble. Bumble's a place that you can literally go on the app to literal meet friends. Like, they have a friend section. So, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do and all
I
that other
just
stuff.
posted
So,
something about that. I just posted something about that on my story. Like, I would be interested in going on Bumble to meet like new people or whatever, but I really don't want to talk to people, if that makes sense. Yes,
yeah,
I want new friends, but I don't want to interact with strangers. Like that. That's literally me.
it's not, I don't think
That's
it's
how you
interacting
make
with strangers.
friends.
Listen,
It's
What the
not
hell is the matter
interacting with
with y'all?
strangers. I think it's more so about like it's the it,
oh,
Did we
it's
lose her?
the
Oh.
anxiousness behind it. So it's like there's not a problem with going up to a person saying, "Hey, how are you?" Talking, chatting, da 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 da. It's like, is this going to go somewhere, or did I just waste like maybe 10 minutes of my time
and that's
of
the
really
thing.
like,
That's
it's just you don't want to waste it. And I mean, I know people will be like, "Oh, you're going on a dating app, just select the part that meet friends." Okay, but like, guys, this thing's called Meetup.
mm-hmm.
Like, they make groups for these people. Like, there's Facebook groups, there's meetup groups all over the place for you to make friends and stuff. So it's just kind of just taking the
And
plunge and
the
doing
thing
it.
about Meetup is like it's literally bringing groups of people together who have interests in common. You know what I mean? So Meetup I
Mhm.
can understand, but it's just
Okay, I
like
didn't
Chase
even know that
said.
existed.
Yeah, like Chase said though, it's like if I meet somebody, like if I'm going out or something like that and I bump into somebody and we just start making idle chit chat and then I, go on my way and then you go on your way, then I just wasted like 5 minutes of my life for no reason. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Genocide Circus said is true. He possibly, I mean, I know people who don't really do social media like that, and that's perfectly fine. But if if it was like a bullshit reason why I gave him that, then that would be that I could understand the attitude. But
Right.
there was reasons. I want to make sure that you are an actual live person,
You
okay?
are
Because
who you
there
are.
are robots on apps. Okay, we're not stupid. There are robots on apps. A lot of my guy friends have shown me how many female robot accounts come towards them, so there's that. But, there are robot apps. I wanna make sure that you're a live person, that you do have some activity in your life, even if it's just, like, 2 pictures of you and your family. I don't care. I just wanna see whatever, because then if we get on FaceTime and your face ain't timing like your picture, then that's a problem. My face is gonna show
Face
like,
ain't
"Oh,
timing.
you don't look
The
like
picture.
what you look like when you put it on your profile." Well, that's crazy. And then also it's just the mere fact I just wanna see what you do outside of fun and stuff. Like, I know some guys have went on my Instagram and went on my TikToks and been like, "Oh, like, you look like you just have fun." I do, and then I sit my ass down. I do. I have the fun,
As
and then
long
I
as you're having some type of fun, that's all that
yeah,
matters. Checking out the
that's
comments
literally
over
it.
on
But,
YouTube.
like, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
You're okay.
let me guess who says, yeah, sorry. Behind the scenes, you get to see some shit. Yeah, when men get weird about IG, Facebook, and they're hiding something, they might be hiding you, they might be hiding them,
But
but
they
they
hide.
hiding. Just as Circus, I mean, he overacting, but it honestly could be that he has little to no social media presence. And he's speaking as somebody who has little to no social media presence. And sorry, I'm covering up my mic. And Teffy Wonder says, I was on OkCupid for a long time and it gets annoying. It felt like you were just constantly panning for gold just to find a lot of junk. That's why I ain't wasting my
Oh,
motherfucker.
yeah,
I don't
OkCupid's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, so I wouldn't do it.
I don't understand why we just go out and meet people. Like just look,
Again, wasted
get
5
get your
minutes of my
boosters,
life.
get your shots, get what you need. Go the fuck outside.
Let
Go
me
the
tell you
fuck
what.
outside. Let's
That
go back
doesn't
to
work.
bars.
Can
I
we
want
put
to
a
go to
pause on
karaoke
that right
bars
now?
so fucking bad.
Can
I
we
just
put a
want you to
pause on the outside
I
right
just want
now?
people to
And
realize, because these are the same people when we were talking about, and this is why I made a video too. Just because someone has come towards me doesn't mean I have to automatically want them just because I want somebody, right?
right.
If they're not a person
So,
that I'm saying, if they're
yeah.
not a person that I don't want nor desire, I don't doesn't mean that just because they came towards me, I have to accept them. Just like just
Mhm.
because I can go outside and be around people doesn't mean I'm automatically gonna snatch a fish up immediately just because I'm outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
as many as outside events as a person can do, there's still a high chance they're not going to meet anybody, because I had people like, oh, just go outside. I was outside with it for 2.5 years, like outside with it, like doing
Mhm.
stuff I normally wouldn't do, going to events I normally wouldn't do, doing a lot of shit by myself that I normally wouldn't do. And it just wasn't there. Like the interactions weren't there, the people weren't there, nothing
Mhm.
was there. I see dating apps as a gateway to get there. Like you like me, I like you, we're having great conversation. You want to link up? Cool, let's link up. Let's meet at Panera. We meet at Panera. We see it's not fucking in person. I'm moving on about my business. I'm moving on about my life. It's just that we just happen to just find each other online. But the whole outside thing and getting outside and getting out the house and all this other stuff, it's like, yeah, you can do it, but the likelihood of that still even happening is very low. Like,
I I know I'm
unless
speaking
you and your
from
person is in the same area at the same time by chance, like it's low.
Facebook dating. I know I'm speaking as a social butterfly. I'm an extroverted, introverted person. In all honesty, like I have my moments where I just want to be fucking quiet and alone, but I have a lot of moments where I can do shit like this, or I can go out and I can stand up in front of 100 people. So I do apologize for those of you out there with anxiety and your issues like that. I get it. I understand it can be difficult, and I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you to change that. But you are a minority. Respecting your situation. Everybody else, can we go to fuck back outside? Like, can we
I'm
go
putting
meet
outside
people in
on pause
person?
until monkeypox is gone. Period.
Look, just don't fucking touch anybody who got a brown bump on their fucking arm.
Mm-mm.
There you go. We still maintain 6 feet. Put on your fucking masks. Be safe. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Like, and don't go out there fucking on the first night, I guess. I don't know. But the moment you take somebody's clothes off and you start seeing bumps on them, it's time to go. And
Yeah,
hopefully
they're
that shit
saying
stays up in the
Touch
monkeypox
them
air.
by
is
that point.
through, and they're saying monkeypox is through droplets and also sexual. They don't know if it's like
Droplets in the skin
they've been
contact.
seeing
It
a
can be
lot of
sexual.
cases where it's been through sexual activity, and I
Mhm.
hate that they always try to pin something sexual on the gay community. Like,
On the gay
because now that's what
community,
they're saying.
but
They're saying it's like and I'm like, it's
Yeah,
guys,
there's
people are
not enough
having
information about it for
people are
us to
having
even.
sex. Like, exactly, it's
Yeah.
everybody's
not a
having sex.
it's been around for a long, 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 long time.
Hmm.
It just made it here and went kaboom this
Mhm.
Hmm.
this this time. So just still wear your mask, wash your hands, because the woman in
Mhm.
Atlanta, she literally said she works at a gas station where a lot of homeless people come in and out with their money, and she
Mhm.
Hmm.
touching their money, going like this to her face, not wearing a mask, and this is what happened. So
Hmm.
just continue to wash your hands like you should have been doing before 2020
Wash
and
your
wear a
hands, take
mask.
your hand sanitizer, wear your mask. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
it.
that's all you do.
So well, not last. I'm checking the comments on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, I was talking to those two, but they also surprisingly, Facebook dating isn't too bad. I haven't tried Facebook dating since.
I would never.
I didn't know
I don't
Facebook
know.
did a
Tick
dating
Hunter. Let's
option.
see.
So
Have you tried doing things you like doing when you date? When you date, should date people you have things in common. You should date with people who you have things in common with.
I
It,
completely agree.
Wait,
I mean,
what the fuck are you saying? Nigga, type that shit over.
you should date people you have things in common with.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, get out, try to find things that you find that you like, and
Mhm.
do it outside. If you
Mhm.
like flying kites, I don't fucking know. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. I haven't flown a kite since I
I
was
hate
12.
hoes who can fly kites. I could never get mine up. That's what he said.
I was
That's what
waiting
he
for
said is a whole
it.
problem.
Really waiting for it.
If that's what he said, it's a whole problem. Anyway,
Yeah, like from like, and I throw karaoke out there because that's some shit I like to do, and I miss doing in groups of people. But also, I like being out. I like being outside. But yeah, I think we should all get out there and do it. But let's move
okay, real
on.
quick,
Let's get out of this.
real quick. I have another like something that just popped up and I want to talk to y'all about. So I just, of course, I scrolling and I come across this post that says, "I met the love of my life, but the problem was I was facing a felony charge." So, quick story time. When I met my kid's father, unbeknownst to me, he was facing 60 years in prison. Had no clue. Had absolutely
Stop telling
no
me
clue.
stuff about him, because I'm just gonna keep getting angrier and angrier. And now I'm doing it live on for everybody because Keep
When
going with
you
your
go
story. Keep going
out
with your
to
story.
meet people, do things
Yeah.
you find interesting. They have to
Ladies,
do.
if you meet a
No,
nigga and he
right.
got felony charges that he's facing, don't fuck him. Okay? How about
Hey,
that?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. If that tidbit of information is kept away from you, you can't really do anything about it. So here's my question to you. You
Man,
find
people like me that
somebody.
want to murder his ass.
Sir,
Sorry, go
we're
ahead.
on live. What the fuck? Anyway,
You opened up this can of worms and you know how I feel about
I
the
was about to
situation.
ask an innocent ass question.
Go
I
ahead,
was going
go
to
ahead, go
ask you
ahead.
if you happen to meet somebody that you mesh with, but then find out that this person is facing real time in prison. What do you do?
Thank you, Candace. I'm Chase. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So this
'Cause-
I'm
person,
not finna joust no nigga in jail. I'm not finna
listen,
joust.
listen, listen,
That's
listen.
what I'm not
So
finna
this
do. Like
person checks all of
I'm
your
not gonna hold
boxes.
it down. I'm not gonna hold it down. I ain't gonna put nothing on your commissary. I'm not doing none of that. That's dumb to me. Cause like, listen, if we were already together for some years and you got down bad, wrong place, wrong time, wrong situation, yada 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 yada, I'll go with you through the trial. I'll go with you to like try to beat it. I'll go through whatever I possibly can with you, right? But if this is I met you, we talking, we let's just say we 3 to 6 months in, and you I don't know where you booked, and I'm calling your phone like, why didn't you answer? Da, da, da. And then next thing you know, your mama calling me like, girl, he down in county jail. I'm like, why he in the county jail? What's going on here? And like come to find out,
real quick.
you about to do a bid. You about to do about 10?
Like facing 60
I
years. That was my shit.
must be
I put it
nice.
to you like this.
I'm
If I
out.
was
I don't
ever
know that time.
if I was ever blessed to have hell, I have a son. Any of my kids. I have one. But if I was to have any more, sure. Anybody, look, do your fucking research on this person that you want to spend your time with. Get in there, find out, ask questions. If you are going to if you're going on a date with them and they're paying it all ones, then you might want to ask a couple of questions.
Not paying it all once.
If you hold up,
Paying it all
not
once.
done, hold up, not done, not
Okay,
done,
okay,
not done.
okay,
If
okay.
you are going out on a date or they talking to you all day on the phone nonstop while you're at your job and this motherfucker ain't got no goddamn job or don't seem like they got the job or they can't tell you where the fuck they work, they might be doing something questionable. Might not want to go in too deep with this individual. So I would tell my children that, like, now don't do your fucking research on these people because
Definitely do your research.
there are people who yes, motherfucker. Meg Thee Stallion said broke niggas don't deserve no pussy. I say stupid motherfuckers don't deserve to give the pussy away. That's what I feel. And I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying people give
Oh
it
no, I
away
was
to the
definitely
wrong people.
stupid. Back then, I was stupid as shit.
Okay, I was being
Definitely
nice.
stupid.
But yeah,
No,
like
no, don't be nice. I was dumb as hell.
like come on now. Come on
But
now.
no,
Like
but
no,
take this.
let little Trey Proper come home with Shorty like Joe. Son, you've lost your fucking mind. I'm going to tell you about yourself. Because the other thing is, you still got to deal with grandmama Proper, and she gonna throw that broad out by her damn hem in her pants. So just do your fucking research on people. Like, no, I'm not doing a bid. Shorty, she was doing scamming shit. Nah, pussy was good, thank you, but no, I don't want any association with that. Like, go on about your business.
Facts.
Go on about your business.
Facts.
That
Yeah,
just
back then I was very.
you did this. You triggered me. We gonna
Look,
go to the
listen,
last topic.
listen. All I did was ask a question. That's all I did. Okay. Uh, right. So we something just to top off another. Producer just brought this up. So producer and I were watching the Hard to Solve podcast. Have you guys watched it yet?
I've watched a couple episodes.
Okay, so they recently had an episode, and this kind of goes back to part of our conversation where we were talking about how men and women are raised and double standards and everything. So they have brought up play parties. You guys know what play parties are?
Like swinging parties?
Yeah, something along those lines. Okay, so they brought up play parties and they basically brought up the topic of boundaries and the boundaries that you have with your partner, like what y'all are okay with the other person doing, right? So what I noticed in the conversation was that all of the men had a problem, like they were okay with the women playing with other women, but they had a problem with them playing with other men, but they were able to go about freely and have sex with whoever they wanted to have sex with. They had their own particular rules
Next
about
episode,
who
I'm
their
bringing my fucking
partner.
glasses back.
Nah, fuck your glasses. We want to answer this question without the glasses. But they had certain rules about what their partner could and could not do. So my question to you is, and I know we were talking about double standards before. What are the shades doing? What's happening?
Just keep going. Go ahead, because you know what this is. You know what this is going to do.
But
But
that's my
continue.
question. Like, here's the thing. If you're going to be in that environment, right? If you're going to play parties, is it fair for you to put double standards on your partner to limit her enjoyment of the party while you get to freely go about and do what you want to do?
So, okay. Basically, this goes back to our good old tagline, communication. If I'm setting boundaries with you, hypothetically, we're dating, we decide to go to a play party, there will be boundaries set. And if you don't want me to mess with other women while we're going, if we're just going as voyeurs and we're just going to observe, that's one thing. But if
Mhm.
you're cool with playing with women and I'm not cool with you playing with other men, those boundaries will be set up initially. Like, we got to communicate about that. And
Right.
that's a conversation that goes deeper. This is why you can't just show up, say, hey, this is a cute, kinky thing to do. Let's go do it, babe, and not talk about what the fuck can happen. Because somebody's going to walk up with hard dick and put it in your ass. And that's going to start a fight with a lot of motherfuckers. It's not about insecurity. It's not about him being territorial or toxic masculine. No, you stupid motherfuckers, both man and woman, did not talk about this shit properly before you had to before you bought the fucking tickets.
So, and I
So
think
the
that's
blame
I
is on
think that's
both of y'all.
100%. I think it's 100% facts. I think if you're going to go into the type of situation, you should set your boundaries going into it. You know what I mean? But my problem was that the boundaries were more so like, yeah, okay, I get to do what I want, but you can't do X, Y, and Z. That was what my issue was. And that's why I was like, that's where the double standard comes in. Because if the woman is saying, hey, you go ahead, you can play who you want to play with, why is there no reciprocity? Like, why is it that I have to limit myself and you get to go fuck who you want to fuck?
Depending on the individual, some guys are okay with that, some guys are not. And if you're dealing with a guy who's not, you should know this before you go there. And that's just like we in the beginning of the show, we talked about things that you're not going to be reciprocal about. There are things that you have no goes about. There are some men who are not going to be okay with you sharing you because that you they believe that you are taking in energy from somebody else. I'm not going into the
Mhm.
soul ties conversation. Those individuals are believing that you take me. That's their domineering person or whatever. You are taking dick from me and only me. I give out, you receive. And that's the end of this discussion with them. Now, if you want to deal with them or not, that's your choice. You don't have to deal with them. Go find somebody who's willing to let somebody else fuck you and then take you home and fuck you. Not saying it's bad or good, not shaming anybody or anything like that, but you got to have these levels of conversation in your relationships. So it's not about, oh, the reason why it's a problem because you didn't fucking talk about
Mhm. Taze, what you think?
it.
If I'm a fuck, I'm a fuck. Right? So
Mhm.
that's my thing is like if we made agreements to do this, we both getting the same treatment. I don't want to hear no dumbass,
Mhm.
I get to do this or you get to do that. Or like I don't like when people have that stipulation that like, oh well when I do it, I know what I'm doing, so therefore I know that it's not gonna go any further. Like, no, if you don't want like it's just like let's just make it simple. Let's make it simple. If you don't want your man to get DMs or double tapping people's pictures and all this other stuff, right? But then you find it okay to double tap pictures and entertain conversations in people's DMs and stuff because you're like, well, I know I'm not gonna do anything with it. It's just like something silly. I know I'm not gonna do it, so it's perfectly fine because I know me and I would never let that happen. Who's to say that
Mhm.
your partner's not the same way? Like saying that they know them, they know that they're not gonna let anything happen, but yet you get mad at them doing something that you do all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you heard your man talking about, damn, this bitch bad, like da 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 da, da," you feel some type of way. But here he is in the next room while you're on the phone with your girl, like, "Psst, did you see the baby security guard? Girl, I was sucking dick crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you can't say I do and you don't. Okay, like that doesn't make
Mhm.
any sense. So, especially if you're going to a situation like that, there definitely has to be ground rules definitely set so that way there's no way of crossing them. Because
Right.
if the line gets crossed, then it's just like, whoa, we had an agreement and you broke
Right.
that agreement. I didn't say we couldn't go here and have fun. We made boundaries, we made lines, we had agreements, and you broke said agreements.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the issue and that's the problem. But we can always talk about this a lot more in our Discord. Make sure that you guys follow
Oh
our
shit.
Discord at King Azoid Podcast. How do, sir? or Trey will be dropping that link for you guys to join if you guys have not joined us already. I think we have over like 30 people in there. So trust me, it's always a good time to come in there, have a blast. We have different things. We have like the Grown and Sexy selfie page. We have Not Safe for Work page where we drop a lot of Titty Tuesdays. Trey loves dropping some good Titty Tuesday content in
Hey, I
there.
like titties. Titties are fun.
And we
Yeah,
have
they
a lot
are.
of we have discussion points
Yeah.
and a lot of different stuff that we have going on the Discord. If you want to come in, join and talk about some good stuff. You can find me, Chase RCAs. You can find me on Instagram at Candy Taste Sweet. Because it's true, you know, but it's just Candy Taste Sweet. That's all it is. And you can follow me on TikTok because they got your girl Shadow being like a bitch.
Again?
Follow me on there at Chase Inc. CHAYESINC. Royal, take it away.
Okay. So you guys can find me on TikTok, Twitter, and IG. You can find me on TikTok as Royal_KP and find me everywhere else as Royal Rain, ROY4LR4YNE.
And of course, it's your boy Trey Proper. You can find me here on Kinkazoid. And in the mornings, you can find me on Blurs and Whiskey. And tomorrow, we'll see. You might see me on Snack and Flick. But everywhere else, Trey
We'll
Proper,
see.
everywhere Uniformity works. I'll catch you guys in Discord. And y'all have a good night.
See you soon. Bye. We had a good time. See you later.
Peace.